Bula, Adelaide, Talofa and Welcome to Season 6, Episode 25 of Breakfast Bites by TEIVOVOsports.com. A wrap of Pasifika People sports news on a hazy but bright Tuesday morning, 25 July 2023. Coming to you with tons of hanisi from the 180th meridian in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And in the FIFA World Cup group games yesterday, Italy 1-0 over Argentina at Eden Park in Auckland, Germany 6-0 over Morocco in Melbourne, and Brazil won 4-0 over Panama in Adelaide. Today's games see Colombia versus Korea Republic, 12 p.m. in Sydney, New Zealand versus the Philippines at 5:30 p.m. in Wellington, and Switzerland versus Norway at 8 p.m. in Hamilton. The US team's opening 3-0 win over Vietnam last Friday drew 5.3 million viewers on Fox, plus another 1 million US viewers watched the game in Spanish on Telemundo. In rugby, the All Blacks faced the Wallabies in the first of two Bledisloe Cup clashes at the Melbourne Cricket Ground on Saturday, followed by the return test in Dunedin next weekend. While the Springboks play Los Pumas at Ellis Park in Johannesburg this weekend. With New Zealand holding a 4-point lead before facing Eddie Jones and his struggling Wallabies, the clash between South Africa and Argentina is likely to be for who finishes runner-up. After beating Tonga 36-20 at Churchill Park, Lautoka last Saturday, Fiji now travels to Apia to play Manu Samoa versus Manu Samoa at 1 p.m. local time. Many keyboard warriors have been very critical of the Fiji water flying Fijians' performance. So, in background buzz this morning at the end of this podcast, I take a closer look at the Fiji water flying Fijians' first game. In sports biz, David Beckham could not have dreamed of a better start as 7-time Ballon d'Or winner. Lionel Messi made fans wait until stoppage time to see his magic, netting a free kick to seal a 2-1 victory that set social media ablaze. Among the stars watching Messi's debut in person in Fort Lauderdale were Kim Kardashian, LeBron James, and Serena Williams. Meanwhile, Messi's Inter Miami shirt is selling out all over the US. Meanwhile, in Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal have reportedly lodged an official bid of US $332 million to Paris Saint-Germain for Messi's old teammate Kylian Mbappé. Breaking news, it's been accepted too by PSG. Hopefully this one mega deal will release everything currently logjammed for totally opposite reasons. Tottenham Hotspur do not want to sell Harry Kane, while PSG are desperate to sell Mbappé, which they have done. So the potential chain reaction will go something like this. PSG sells Mbappé and they will go even bigger for Harry Kane. In rugby league, with 7 rounds remaining until the finals, the NRL's August transfer window is the final chance for teams to improve their roster for a change of charge at the title. However, the Cowboys, South Sydney and the Storm all have no spots left in their squads to make a play. So, put Ben Wright in the number 9 jersey and the Broncos become title insiders. And with Micah Sivo suspended for 4 games, Parramatta could do with extra outside backs who can provide attacking X-factor like Sivo or Clint Gutherson. In combat sports, watch out for WBC and WBO Super Bantamweight champion Stephen Coolboy Fulton, who is 21-0 fighting 3-weight world champion Naoya Monster Inoue, who is 24 without loss with 21 by KO tonight in Tokyo. Fulton will defend his titles against the Japanese superstar who has moved up from the bantamweight division to the junior featherweight limit to make this fight. In the Tour de France, Danish rider Jonas Vingegaard claimed his second straight Tour de France victory in Paris on Sunday and collected the winner's check for US $550,000. Meanwhile, the second edition of the Tour de France Femmes, a new women's event launched last year, began on Sunday in Clermont-Ferrand. The race will play out over 7 stages, ending on this Sunday, 30 July. Okay, so in background buzz this morning, I take a closer look at the Fiji Water Flying Fijians' first game last Saturday in Lautoka. Many keyboard warriors have been very critical of the Fiji Water Flying Fijians' performance, some even unloading personal slurs and attacks on some individual players. First up, you gotta ask, what exactly have many, if not all these keyboard warriors achieved in their lives? Have they excelled in sports? Played for Fiji in anything? Or just loud, bashing away in the cocoon of their bedroom or wherever they feel safe? Many attacked fullback Sireli Mangala personally. He is a very talented utility back, having played more inside. So okay, he wasn't outstanding and made a couple of glaring blunders at the back, but he also did some good things. Fullback is not a strong point of this squad, but Fiji has options with other players. Another loud criticism before the test was the pairing of Joshua Tuisova and Waisea Nayadalevu in the centres. I put it to you that both played very strong games and both scored great tries. Yes, Tuisova may not be as creative as, say, Jordie Barrett, but his strength is to hit the ball up and test the D. Believe me, that's some test, and best of luck trying to stop him. And just when you think it's over, Simon Raivalui has the luxury of switching Tuisova out to the wing and bringing on an even bigger centre, many say the world's best, Semi Randrandra, who has his own unique skill sets plus speed to burn. Waisea Nayadalevu has played centre for years in one of the top rugby competitions in the world, the French Top 14, and he is outstanding. So to suggest any less is plainly and simply ridiculous. One of my main players of interest for me at Albert Park on Saturday was to see if young Caleb Muntz could take the pressure of starting such a tough test on debut. And he passed with flying colours on all metrics for a fly half. Strong passing game, good kicking in general play, made his tackles, made one great 30-metre line break, put every free kick into touch as required, and most importantly, converted all his shots at goal, bar one, which bounced out off the post. The onus now will be on Teti Tela and Ben Volovola to do better when their turn comes against Samoa and Japan. Some critics also bagged Frank Lomani. Maybe it's his confident, showy nature, but I like him for his high energy, rugby smarts, always alert for a quick tap and go, his speed off the mark, his excellent passing both sides of the scrum, and his utility value as a backup goal kicker and wing. Need I say more? Pound for pound, Frank Lomani is one of the most valuable players in this squad, as he was for the Fijian Drua all season. And yes, when he tires, Penny Matawalu is an excellent replacement. Fiji Water Flying Fijians forwards also came in for some stick, again by keyboard warriors. Hello, they were up against Tonga, a team who have no fear and just love to play tough and tight through their forwards all day long. Agree, the Fiji forwards were found wanting in some key areas of the game, but one of the big positives is that they hung in and pulverized the Tongan forwards in 2 big scrums, the second one resulting in a pushover try for halfback Penny Matawalu diving on the ball over the try line at the base. That was a huge statement after 80 minutes of rugby against a very tough forwards-dominated team like Ikale Tahi. So I say hats off to Levani Mbotia and the forwards for a job well done in a very tough day at the office. In fact, for Tonga, their backs were wiped out by the Fiji water-flying Fijians, all-star backs, while their forwards pretty much won their battle up front for most of the game. In the end, it was a typically tough test between Pasifika rivals who will both be much better for it come their respective turns against the technically well-coached and structured Japanese and beyond. So settle down, keyboard warriors, and watch this Fiji team go. And that's a wrap. For TEIVOVOsports.com, I'm Cullen Kamea. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons below if you want to receive more Pasifika sports highlights on Breakfast Bites. Mahalo, ka kite, and thank you all too much for all your love and support.